Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Gray Man Prepping. It is time for Survival Saturday, and tonight's topic, unhealthcare. And how's everybody doing out there? Let me get over to the comments, but before I want to change this banner and put up the new banner specifically for tonight. There we go. And basically what we want to make sure is that we keep the comments, because I'm going to be dancing around the topic, so hopefully I don't get picked up. But what I'm saying is, by the AI is giving out certain type of advice, which I'm not. I'm just kind of pointing things out in a roundabout way, so the artificial stupidity doesn't say, "Oh, strike." So, all right. So first one in was Phelan Clan Wolf, then Walt Rogers, followed by Sue Me. And Sue Me was asking about the Aurora last night. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights came in, then Suzanne Galley. Phelan Clan said too much light pollution in California, that's for sure. And here it was too gray over there. So, and we got and Aiden Neer came in. So we got several people lurking. So, and I froze. Please, hit the thumbs up. At least say, "Hey, lurking." That helps out. At least put at least one comment that helps out with the AI on their. Oh, people like this one. Okay. Oh man, yeah. So tonight's is going to be dancing around the topic, having to do with unnecessary things you get, and not need for them and everything else, and the way stuff is being put into play here in the U.S. Prepper 101, welcome. And so, well, let's kind of slide into it and see what we can cover here. All right. So, yeah, unhealthcare provider. If anybody knows anything about me and some of my favorite things, you're going to know what I'm talking about when I say the unhealthcare provider. The U.S. military is called the world's largest unhealthcare provider, especially the United States Air Force with massive warheads on foreheads. Hang on, okay. Chef Mark says may or may not stay on. Poke topic is banned in the house. Continue contentious topic there. Okay. But in reality, the largest unhealthcare provider in the world is America's big farm cartel. Just ask the Clintons, who are backed by them and own a lot of stock in them. And there was a document out, a memo, and I saw it when I was working at DHS, that they did a quote in it. The quote here is from that document, and we were calling this Big Pharma's unofficial motto: "A patient cured is a patient lost, or is a customer lost." And that was something they, in one of their things out talking about research and stuff, they don't want to do too much research to actually start curing too many patients. All right, so let's go down here. When I first Googled unhealthcare, guess what came up? That is the logo that came up when I was searching images for unhealthcare. Yeah, that's what it was. And the one right below it was this one here. And a little bit farther down was this one here. So, and here's the interesting thing. For the medical community, they have the symbol stuff with the staff on it, and the snake on it and stuff. So the snake has long been a symbol of medicine and the medical profession. It originates from the story of, I can't pronounce that Greek person's name, who's revered by the ancient Greeks as the god of healing, and whose cult, and this is the quote, from it, involved the use of snakes for healing. I think that's the last slide here I have up on the subject. Yeah. Okay. So, and the reason I have these guys up here, because these guys sing Big Farm's unofficial theme song. And the unofficial theme song is a parody of a Backstreet Boys song. And so the unofficial theme song is I'll Kill You That Way. Think about it. Hey, Tennessee Tactical One. Hey, Utah Mike. So let me go ahead and just, if anybody is interested, we got to keep, watch what we're saying up here, because, you know, you can edit your comments a little bit quicker than trying to keep the mouth under control. And that's my problem right now. One of the things that's interesting is, all right, so let me go. I got an email I got to pull up here so I can read from it. So give me a second here. YouTube topics. Okay, and this, come on, open up here. The person that suggested this, I'm not even going to, they're in the chat, but I'm not going to, was basically sent me an article. It says, to be clear, I'm not anti-vax. I want safer vaccines. Okay. And let me put this over here where I can see it over here. Do this. And yeah, there are certain of the V's that are actually necessary. They've been well tested, and you know, froze, and were developed back before the mindset of certain companies was such that, oh, we're just going to screw the public over for the most we can get them and try to get hooked on everything we have. One of the things is that there's a, for, how do I want to say it without saying it here, it has to do with cervical and other cancers, and related by sexually transmission, and they're trying to get anyone who, way before they become sexually active, jabbed. Hey, Butch Graves, how's it going? And when they first came out with the stuff back when our kids were little, it's like, heck no. And the school said, oh, have they gotten this shot? Well, no, they don't need it. Well, why not? Because they're not sexually active. Oh, but they may be. It's like, you may be teaching your kids to be loosey-goosey and going around and banging everything in sight. Ours have respect for their bodies and respect for the opposite sex to not do that. And when they do it, it'll be after they get married. And of course, the person at school didn't like that. You know, you don't know they're going to do that. Yeah, we do. Because we instilled that the reasoning to them, explained why. And so, but anyways, you know, so she sent me this article on this, about this, about and basically there's a video on it called The Troubling Legacy of Merrick's, whatever it is. And actually, it's not a video, it's an article. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop the link to that article in the thing there, so you guys can look at it. And basically, this is one of the things that proves that they've been, you know, several doctors have been putting out that the industry is shortcutting stuff just to get stuff out there, and it's not even safe, but it's trying to get stuff out there so they can make more money and get people hooked on certain things. So, but I'm not saying whether that's true or not. And the other thing for tonight, I forgot to put in the comment too, is most of tonight's, here's my disclaimer, most of tonight's stuff is going to be done in satire and is not to be taken seriously, and is not in any way to be taken as medical recommendation or medical opinion. So, anyways, yeah. So there is some things going on, different ones and stuff, and of course, the big thing is there is an outbreak of. I'm trying to remember the exact. I think it's tuberculosis in California, in one area where a bunch of people had gone and visited another country, and people from that country came and visited that area as well. Yet, oh, they can come in. They don't have to have their shots to come into the United States. We'll worry about that after they're here. And what do we have? We got problems going on. Yeah, hang on. I got a feel a coughing session coming on here, so I'm going to take a cough drop now before it gets to me. And this is one of those things that just really just turks me off, that people in the government, in the bureaucracy, are allowed to be bought off by these companies, and they allow the companies to do this crap and push stuff forward. And especially they allow the generally recognized as safe BS for a lot of stuff when it's not generally recognized as safe, but the company says it is. And of course, no one, is trying to get a lab to challenge it is harder than heck. So I'm reading comments. But there are so many things that they trying to push on the American people because they want to get us dependent on it, or they know it's going to cause a side effect, and then they'll have everybody hooked on the medicine for the side effect, not the cure, the medicine for the side effect that makes it less, as so it's to make it so it's tolerable. It doesn't cure it. So that's yeah. When it comes to some of the stuff they're trying to put into our bodies, I'd rather face off against all these guys at once than put some of that crap in the body. It's that they haven't properly tested, and they've only been, it's under been development. It's been like a couple of years, so they don't have the 10, 15-year testing that they used to have to find side effects. So, yeah. Oh, it's supposed to be safe. We tested it for 3 months. Yeah, but certain things take years to build up problems with. Yeah. Interestingly, on the Red Dragon one, one of my wife's best friends, her husband works for that international company that begins with the letter B. And they were making people there get it, and he refused on religious rights, religious stance, and everything else, and had a big go around of HR, and he, finally got out of it. But one of his friends there took it, and within 3 weeks, he had a perfect health record. He'd been all doctors all the time, perfect health. Within 3 weeks, he had major heart problems. And now he's on extensive, a whole bunch of these different heart medications to keep him alive. Yeah, exactly, Utah Mike. And like there are certain things which are beneficial, taken in moderation. Like the I'm trying to say this without it getting Bing. It's the stuff that Doc Bones and Nurse Amy have talked about on my show a couple times. Unfortunately, they haven't nailed that because it was a doctor saying it. But about the not the liquid, but the dry tablets for taking care of those little itty bitty critters that run around and getting infections and stuff like that, and you know. So the same stuff was exactly the same as stuff they gave to the aquatic life, but now you can't get it anymore because hey, they realized that we were onto them and we're getting stocked up to protect people. Well, they want people to have to get a prescription for something that is not really needing a prescription, but it's just one of the ways they control it. Yeah. What else was there? Yeah, they told my mom for my older brother, me, and my younger brother, all born in the 50s, to have a beer in the evening. Fortunately, none of us like alcohol. I mean, all of us hate the taste of beer. But yeah, there's just so much stuff that's just totally bullcrap that they're saying, oh, this is good for you. Take it. No, it's not, because you don't know it's good for us because you haven't done proper testing on it. And then there's also they're finding out all these tests and stuff were faked, or they got the report back and they got the results back and they changed it in the report, submitted the changed report. Oh, this is what we found out, when that's not what they did. One of the big ones is that the for Sudafed, the Sudafed Light, it's got a different name on it. It's a very similar one. It's basically a placebo. It does absolutely nothing. And they finally found the original studies on it and matched it up with current studies that other doctors are doing that proved it. Right? But it's still on the market. Yeah, it's just one of those things. All right, so does anybody have any questions about this that you kind of put in code in it, or you can, or do you guys want to move on to something a little less frustrating and more healthy? Like, hey, how's your garden doing? Let's see. Yes. Actually, the stuff that's in it doesn't even, Dr. Bones is going through the stuff, doesn't work in any form at all. People, it's like taking a sugar pill. They think it's working, but it doesn't work. And they have the chemical breakout and everything on it, and the actual report saying it's a placebo. It really doesn't do anything. Yeah. Make sure how things are. Exactly. First pass first pass. Yeah. Yeah, I did a lot of planning today. We finally got let me see, hang on, I take that out, this back over here where it belongs, and get that, bring up my weather here. The hit the refresh here on it. Today's weather is currently 72 degrees at 6:20 p.m. And tomorrow's is going to be 76. And the next day is 76. Next day 70. Next day 72. So yeah, our lows are all in the high 40s. So it's we got I know the grass is going to go wonkers. So after the live, I got to get back out on the lawnmower again and finish cutting the mowing the grass out there. Yeah, our normal last frost date here is after the 15th, but generally it's the 24th. And on the 20-day schedule going up there, we're getting up into the high 70s. Did we actually have any of the 90s? The 80s in it. Let me look at it again. Bring up the 20-day forecast, which is kind of iffy as you get out there. No, it stays. It stays in. It gets up into the high 70s here for a little bit, then it's down into the low 70s through the 25th. But the lowest the low is 39 degrees on a couple of those low days, and then the 25th it's back up to 43 for the low. So yeah, we're looking pretty good weather-wise here. But yeah, it's like trying to eat more healthy food that's homegrown and not the stuff in the store, which they're now putting, instead of, they're putting certain, the V into stuff in the grocery store, certain lettuces and stuff. Well, lettuce is easy to grow at home, so screw that. I'm just going to grow it. Exactly. Yeah. It's like, oh, just give me a pill and make me better. And that's the big push. The big farm is get everybody hooked on taking a pill. Not feeling good? Take the blue pill. Not feeling too hot? Take the red pill. Feeling anxious? Take the green pill. Yeah. Yep. Good. But yeah, like today I went out and I planted 27 pea plants with peas that are about like this big, starting to go. So I got them planted out there and got them clipped to a grow plant. So instead of flopping on the ground, they'll grow up a little bit, and I'll be supposed to get like 24 to 36 inches tall, and I can get the peas off of it. I got 9 more Grand Rapids lettuce growing outside. I got 2 rainbow chard growing outside. I got 4 strawberries that are coming back from overwintering. And I got 4 boysenberry plants that are sending up new shoots. So I'll have to be finding a place here in the next 3 or 4 weeks to get those in the ground where we want them in the ground, or actually into one of those short IBC totes I have that I can wheel it back into the shop during the wintertime. Yeah, the people have been, those people have already been indoctrinated into needing it and instant results. Yeah, I was going to try, but soil out there really wasn't ready, and I did try some of them, and they came up, and then I got a hard freeze, and they died. So I just say it's just easy, just grow it here inside a little bit and take it out. Tomorrow I got 5 yellow zucchini or golden zucchini to plant, and I got 13 butternuts to plant tomorrow as well, which will make my daughter very happy because she does all sorts of stuff with the butternut, and she can keep it in the basement for like 13 months before it starts to go bad. So, but then I got 12 or 13 sunflowers to move out. I should put those out tomorrow or Monday as well. Yeah. Uh, like my wife says, it took you years to get that fat. It's going to take you years to get skinny again. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the certain things like the Oxycontin is a bad thing going on in rural America. I know it's really bad back east in the mountain states where the coal mines are. Hey, Moon, how's it going? So, but yeah, the I just started germinating 18 pumpkin plants, and yes, yesterday, day before yesterday, I put them in. This morning, I added in 12 nasturtiums because I'm going to be planting those out in the planter in front of the house here. As soon as I get all the weeds, all the grass pulled out of it, because the grass seed blew in there. I got to get with the staff sergeant, see about changing something up the way, because she had us to put down a bunch of decorative bark in there, and I'm like, oh, this ain't gonna be good. This ain't gonna be good. Now, before I put the bark down, we put weed blocker down. Well, the problem is, weed blocker only stops stuff from coming up from the bottom. It doesn't stop the roots from going down through it. So when a seed lands in the bark and the bark's starting to break down and it's going, oh, nutrients, oh, I need more, and it sends the root down through it, you try to pull the grass up, it tears up the weed blocker. And Lori's here, Prairie Rider, Queen of the North. And yeah, the so I'm thinking about getting something else out there that will handle its own against the grasses and stuff that blow in there. I'm also thinking about pulling all that bark out, putting down the heavier, more expensive weed blocker, which doesn't block oxygen and doesn't block the water from going through it, and then putting down pea gravel, a couple inches of pea gravel in there on top of it, and just have little areas where I can move it out and put a plant in there, and the plant will grow, and none of the weeds will. But yeah. See what else? What else I got planting? Okay, I'm also probably Monday or Tuesday. I'm going to be moving the other two cabbages from indoors because they're getting too big to be indoors, and transplant them outdoors. And I'll be transplanting the two um, cauliflower. I was experimenting because it's like, oh, I didn't know cauliflower grew that tall, and put it out there. Cardboard works great for short term. Problem is, you also have cardboard that is totally ink free, especially no colored inks. You get all those colored inks on it. It's toxic poison for the soil. They'll get in the soil, and then the plants pick up those toxins, and now you got the plants that have this toxic poison in them from the ink from the cardboard. The cardboard I put out, I stripped all the tape off of it, all the quote biodegradable uh, paper gum tape that um, Amazon says, oh, it's biodegradable. Well, it's not. What's not biodegradable is the fiberglass in it, because that tape that they use, not the clear tape, the paper tape, the paper spot may be biodegradable, but the tape is also all black ink on it, and then it has the fiberglass in it as well. Just try to. Yeah. Yeah, I wish I had my brother's um, resistance to pain. He had root canals done with no Novocaine. Well, the area out front here has never been rototilled, Mike. We came in, we pulled all the weeds, we put the weed blocker down, we put the decorative bark in it, and all the weed seeds from across the road. Well, not across the road on my other property, across the road towards the Indian irrigation ditch where they don't take care of the weeds there at all. They don't even mow them or do anything. All those seeds blew over, and so the lawn area chokes out most of them out, except for the star thistle. But everything just landed in there, took root, and it's just ugly, ugly, ugly. Uh, see what else we need. Oh, I got to see about doing the small watermelons here. If I get the rest of the garden area covered with straw and all the rest of the weeds pulled out of there and the straw put down and stuff, and then I'll start watermelon and put it out there and the watermelon grow on top of the straw and keep the straw in place. We found out straw works better than cardboard for keeping the weeds down. And that's just sprinkle a little bit, putting on, an inch or two thick of straw out there, and you wet it down and stuff several times. Finally, it mats and creates a hard mat on there to keep weeds from coming up. But you just clear a little space and you put a plant in. It does great. What Mark say? I mean, Mark says interesting ingredient list. It's going to be all these long words you can't pronounce, and it's hard to find them. Yeah. So, going back, since you guys are still talking about the unhealthcare stuff there, do your research before you take anything they try to give you. Look for studies on it. Try looking up for side effects. You may have to go off of the big G and go on to stuff like DuckDuckGo or one of the other search engines that'll actually bring stuff up. Oh, yeah. You'll never find me taking that stuff, Mark. That's me personally. This is not medical advice on that, but me personally, I will not ever be taking that. Hey, checked off. How's it going? But get all the like checked off says, primary sources. Look up everything you can. Get the information before you take anything, because there's stuff coming out where there'll be studies out there, and the studies will say, "Oh, don't take this," and then they'll rework a study and publish that with a bunch of doctors, with fat paychecks signing onto it, and so it'll get pushed to the forward, and the other one will get buried and hidden, and yeah. Unfortunately, the doctor we really trust retired last year. I got to find a new doctor, and so I'm asking around, trying to find one that is a prepper and is not in the pocket of big farm and believes in herbal medicines and not a pill to treat symptoms. He believes, the one that believes in if you're going to take a pill, it better cure the cause, not the symptom. Yeah, if I was back east, I would definitely be hitting up Doc Bones and Nurse Amy. But yeah, it's like it's try to grow as much as you can. Get books on herbal, on the herbs and stuff, and learn as much as you can. Because if you look at a lot of the history of medicine, it all came from apothecaries and herbalists and stuff, and then they got science involved, which wasn't real science, and they started practicing it instead of doing medicine. They were practicing medicine, and yeah. Oh, it's just one of those. This is one of those soapbox ones I'm on. I just, uh, shoot. Okay, Mark put out the link for it there, guys. You want to look at the article on it. Yeah, it's not just a peel either. It's some other stuff they're putting out there. There's something else that's not a peel, and they're putting out the one grocery store my daughter goes to, and when she tried washing it, it reacted with the water, and on the apples started putting brown spots on it when she tried washing it off, and she felt it was kind of tacky, and so so she's looking to get out stuff elsewhere. She's checking them out. It was stuff that was in a bag, and so now she's checking all the stuff that's loose that she can actually feel and see if it's got on it. And but yeah, it's thing is, so they had planted 6 apple trees over there, but they planted them way on the far side, and I'm going to use my wife's name for them. Numbnuts over there said that, oh, you don't water him. I'll take care of watering him. He went out and piled rocks around him, thinking that he saw some YouTube video about putting rocks out and to collect the dew on it and help keep the ground moist. We thought that was all you needed to water the apple trees. Was the dew was enough to water it here in the 100-degree weather. And all but one died. And I'm not even sure if the last one died this winter or not. I haven't been out there. But they finally got out and pruned the last big apple tree that was on the property there. Pruned it a little bit so the branches aren't breaking when it gets loaded with apples. And I told her she needs to put the hose on it and water it so it gets watered once a week. So it's getting enough, even though it's got deep roots, it's getting enough water to make big apples, not little bitty apples. And because if they wait too long to water it, then the apples will split. Yeah. Well, let me check one thing out and make sure I don't misquote this one. And I froze there for a second. Yeah, well, part of the problem there is that Whole Foods is now owned by Amazon. So Whole Foods is all about the buck. It's got the name Whole Foods, and people think, oh, it's Whole Foods. They're still healthy like they were when they were a small company. No. Yeah. Don't get Miracle Grow. A friend of ours who is the head of the horticulture department of the college system in Contra Costa County um, did chemical research on it stuff. Basically, it's steroids for plants. So your plants go in the air. So you try to find the ones that don't have all the stuff added to them, and they list the ingredients that are actually added in there for fertilizers and stuff. Kellogg's was one of the brand, cereal. Kellogg's, so you can get that at Home Depot and Lowe's sometimes. Um, was one of the brands that they were recommending because they tested that as well, and it didn't have all the crap in it. Uh, that's one of the things that ticks me off. Sam's Club has pallets and pallets and pallets of um, Miracle It Can Grow stuff, but the good stuff they have was actually their name brand stuff. They only get 2 pallets of those, period, per store, but they get like 10, 15 pallets of the Miracle It Can Grow stuff. And the stuff they have, the ingredients on it's the stuff I use. I've done videos on it on Camp Patton on the stuff from the Members Mark stuff, potting mix stuff, and it's like the peat moss, wood chips, stuff, wood compost, some other stuff, and it's like there's no steroids in it, and it's stuff that's breaking down. And the second year, that stuff is broken down into totally into good soil because everything's broken down. I need to add a little nitrogen to help break down the wood compost in it. But yeah, it does pretty good. Yeah. For the big IBC totes, I got a huge pile of compost out there. I've been cooking for the last 2 years, adding to it, turning it and stuff. And I just did a video a couple of weeks ago on it on Camp Patton, where I was out there for an hour or so, turning it and moving it from one spot to another with the tractor, make a pile. I mean, it's a big pile. And so I got to go out there sometime this next week, and I got a couple more IBC totes to planter beds to fill up. One of the things, the only insects I've had problems with bringing stuff inside is the gnats, and then of course I've done those little yellow sticky traps, and I put a couple of those in in each of the areas and stuff, and I get a lot of the gnats there. I also take peppermint oil and put in a little spray bottle, and I can spray the soil stuff before anything comes up, and it chases the gnats off. And I can just spray I have the gray bends, and I got the little brown cups in the bends. I'll spray the gray bend, and then put the little brown plastic cups in that has the plants in it and stuff. And the smell coming out of there chases the gnats away from it. Hey, Rachel, how's it going? There was a trying to remember where it was. I saw a review on it. I can't remember. It was about a year and a half ago. It's something you put it in there and it grinds everything up and it composts it, and it has an air filter. When it brings fresh air into it, it runs it through a charcoal filter so you don't smell any of the compost. And once you get the stuff going, it's really good on it. Aphids. If you don't mind ladybugs in the house, some ladybugs, ladybugs are cool. But they'll eat aphids. The white flies, I'm not sure. I think the white flies even get stuck on the sticky traps. Let me check that out. White flies insect. Okay. Old Farmer's Almanac says how to identify, get rid of white flies. Let's take a quick look here. And we'll share that with you. So here's, okay, got that. No thanks. Thank you. How to get rid of white fly. Get rid of that one. There we go. White fly, stop at that, half inch. Zone 7 and colder. White flies do not survive winters outdoors, so their presence tends to be limited to indoor plants, greenhouse environments. However, if outdoor plants are brought in from an infested greenhouse, white flies may become a seasonal outdoor garden pest. What plants are identifying? Come on, where is it? How to find them? Yeah, we saw that. There's the pictures. How to get rid of white flies. Okay, so it says always start by blasting white flies, as with aphids, and either with your water hose or spray bottle. This will cause them to scatter and dislodge the nymphs and eggs to some extent. Next thing is spray your plants with an insecticidal soap following the directions on the package. Be sure to spray the underside of leaves. Yeah. Here's if all else fails, your white population persists, you can carefully use a handheld vacuum every few days to remove them from your plants. This gets rid of both the nymphs and the adults. Be sure not empty your vacuum into a trash can inside your house afterwards. So you empty it outside. Okay, so that's the stuff about white flies. Neem oil is a double-edged sword. My wife uses it very little and only when nothing else works, and very little of it. Okay, let me see if I can find what. Not naturally. You can make a soapy water spray, 2 tablespoons of natural dish soap, 2.5 tablespoons dish soap, 2.5 tablespoons vegetable oil per 1 gallon of water. Every few days, spray the underside of the foliage as well as the top of the soil. And if you prefer to use an insecticidal soap from your garden center, this person, Frankie's Flowers, says they like Ortho Bug Begone Eco. Chuck, well, let's see if I can come to something else. What? I'm looking something up here for you guys. Essential. Okay, oils that commonly used ingredients, natural fly sprays. Okay, that. So citronella oil, thyme, peppermint oil, rosemary, lemongrass oil, clove, aka clove stem, corn mint, aka wild mint, field mint, Japanese mint. It's also what's corn mint's called. So and that comes from, and there's a, bring that one up here for you guys, and yeah, and that keeps them away from horses too. It flies and stuff away from horses too, and so yeah, naturally stuff. Savage Lee, welcome. Garden Girl 84, welcome. Yeah, we've gone through the unhealth care stuff and talked about the and the stuff they're sticking in our food and other stuff. We moved on to gardening, healthier stuff. And the reason I have these guys up here because their theme song, one of the songs they sing, is the theme song of Big Farm, and that song is "I'll Kill You That Way." Can you? All right, Rachel, which one do you want me to email you about? Because I can put the one thing here. Here's the one link to the one article here. And the here is the other article here. Come on. Here's the article for Farmer's Almanac about it. Something I found that works good for ants. Let me bring it up here for you. Get to my garden pest wish list off of Amazon. This is my garden pest wish list. Praying mantises, ladybugs, diatomaceous herbs, neem bliss. Yes, we do use a little neem oil. Monterey BT, biological insecticide for organic gardening. What the heck happened to it? I had it here. Where'd it go? Dang it. I hate it when they take stuff out of my list on me. I got to go digging for it. No. Where did it go? Because I was pulling up and showing it here before, and they pulled it off my list. And I was just looking at it. Okay, let me go look at it, go a different way at it, and I'll bring it up this way here. I'll bring it up this way. Really? There we go. Oh, the page is gone. So that maybe, but usually I just leave it there and there's nothing there for it. So let me do it this way here. 45%. Okay. Yeah, it's, there it is. Still there. So I got 4 gallons of the 45% vinegar. That works great on weeds and on ants. And I need to put it back in gardening for gardening pests. There we go. Put it back in there again. Yeah, so you just Google, just go into Amazon, 45% vinegar. There are several different things here on it that, and so yeah, you can check prices and stuff. And so like, whereas 1 gallon is 26, 1 gallon is 25, 2 gallons is 34. So yeah, you just go through and find out whichever has the best price on it. Yeah, my daughter has chickens and bunnies and lots of bunnies. Yeah. Okay. You know what? Cinnamon, lemon oil, lime oil, door frames. Yeah. Unfortunately, sometimes ants don't come in around the door frames and stuff. Yeah. So basically, OR borax powder. All right. So what he's talking about there is boric acid. People have talked about using borax, like even the 20-multine borax, and doing that as well too for them. And they, I'm trying to remember the other one that someone did. I'm trying to remember which channel was it. Hidden Valley Homestead. Scott did it, where he had some ants and stuff, and he mixed up some stuff, and the ants came in there, took stuff back to the nest, and they all died. And it was natural stuff like that. You can do a 20% Moretti. Yeah. The thing is, even not so older houses, even the newer ones, because when they put the wrap on it, it's not really sealing. And sometimes the Tyvek wrap has gaps and stuff, and when they meet the boards on the floor joists meet together like this. Sometimes they're not always tight, and so the ants can come up the wall and come through that crack, and yeah. Let's see. I'm just yeah. So and Cindy said boric acid and honey, boric acid and sugar. Yeah, there is a lot of fun stuff here. All right, let me go and close that over there. All right, let's cover some stuff here real quick here before we wrap this up here. Coming up Monday on Camp Patton Family Compound for at 8. Everything's 8 o'clock Eastern except for the midnight ride, which is at 10 o'clock Eastern. It's still a little early, but it's still midnight down in Rio de Janeiro, so we can party like we're in Rio de Janeiro for the midnight ride. All right, so Monday is best stoves for canning. Of course, we'll also cover the worst stoves for canning too. Tuesday, Tactical Tuesday here in Gray Man Prepping. Smells that can cause trouble in SHTF, and Rachel was the one that suggested that one. Thursday is the Midnight Ride. Friday on Camp Patton Family Compound, more chickens. Hopefully we can get the Chicken Whisperer in here for that one. And then next Saturday, we are talking journals. So journals, personal family history, disaster journals, gardening journals. We're going to be talking all sorts of journals and stuff like that. All right. So I want to thank everybody for coming in here. And hope you got something of it. Hopefully the AI doesn't go, oh, you're giving medical advice. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. course, then I may wind up when I go to do the first review, and I may get a whole bunch of pharmaceutical ads. And then they'll say it's not suitable, but you put a bunch of pharmaceutical ads on it. All right, folks. See you around. Take care. I'm going to go out and work in the garden, and hopefully I'll see you Monday over on Camp Patton Family Compound. Take care.